Welcome back to the shop, guys. My name's Adam. So we're going to be working on another Saturday night special episode for you right here. I believe this is going to be episode 74. So as always, we've got viewer appreciation mail to show. Got a lot of stuff down here, and it's going to be another one of those weeks. I'm going to split it up. We had a lot of stuff come in one day this week, and just way too much for one episode. So we're just going to split it up. And I'm going to share some goodies with you, some really nice things that come in from you viewers out there. We've got plenty of machine work to share, and I'm getting ready to start on a new video for you. And looking over here at the jobs. So Herb Blair parts, we got those finished up. I'm going to go ahead and take that off the board right here. In case you haven't seen those, or I'm sorry, in case you aren't aware, you can go to Herb Blair's channel on YouTube, and he did a short video on installing those parts on his lathe and actually showing it running. So go check out Herb's YouTube channel for that. And we've already done our mini frame welding, so we did that last week. We're going to go ahead and take that off the board right there. Okay. All right, so this weekend we're going to go ahead and share the motorcycle jack shaft hub. That's the sprocket hub, and that is going to be this guy right here. Now this is the sample piece. This is the one that I copied, and it's already done and gone. So we're gonna share that with you. Okay. All right, torsion arm mods. I'm thinking about putting that in today's episode. We got all that done. I think that's some good work for Saturday night special. And then we still got to get to the drill grinder thing, but that's no biggie right there. What I'm trying to work to is possibly get over here to this Kearney and Trekker, and I just haven't had the time to get to it yet, guys. Not only have I been busy working, but I have other things going on in life that I have to take care of, and I don't always have time to come out here in the shop and get to it. I just got other things going on with family and friends that I've got to spend a little time with them also on the weekends and things like that. We have some of our closest friends that had to transfer to Seattle the month after I started doing YouTube, which if you'll remember my video, Welcome to My Machine Shop, right after that we had some friends of ours, they had to move to Seattle. Military family, and they were fortunate to be able to move back, so they came back this week. We spent some time with them last weekend, and we want to spend some more time with them this weekend, so we're glad to have them back. And I look forward to showing some beach and boating video with you with my buddy Mike there. That's his name. He's big time into fishing and boating. He got him a new boat, and I'll probably be going out with him some, and when I do, I plan on taking the GoPros and get some good footage of the Gulf and the beaches and everything like that. So we'll bring those to you whenever they come. So okay, other developments, we're still working on the new t-shirt. I just got an email back today from the company that they have made the screen, I guess, for screen printing, and they're gonna print one out and send it to me. I should have it next week, so hopefully next week's episode will have a new shirt that I will actually be able to show you and see what you think. Okay, and so that's where we're at on that. Hopefully a few of you guys got some mail from me this week. I've been sending out some of my own viewer mail to some of my friends out there, and I have more that I want to send, so I'm waiting for those guys to maybe share it on their channels, or whoever's getting it, that they can share it. I was trying to let that be a surprise, so we'll just wait for somebody else to bring that up. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get to some viewer mail. At the end of the video, I will do another slideshow about a job that I've done this week there at work. The guys on Facebook probably have already seen it, but you guys like a slideshow at the end, and I enjoy making that part of it too. So we'll bring you a slideshow with some of that machine work that I've done at my other job down there, okay? And I think that's about it this week. So we'll go ahead and get to some viewer appreciation mail. I'm going to go ahead and start off real quick before we cut. I had a visitor this week, or should I say last weekend, Patrick McAllister from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I didn't even write that down, Patrick, so I think that's right. He stopped in and seen me. He comes down here on vacation. He says, I think once or twice a year to Perdido Key, and he came over and visited me, and he brought me a handful of these Metabo 6-inch cutoff wheels because he remembers me saying when I was doing the gantry crane that I only had 2 of the cutoff wheels for the 6-inch. So he brought me a handful of these, and appreciate it, Patrick, and it was very nice to meet you. Okay, so we just got through talking about Herb Blair. I fixed those lathe parts for him, and he decided he wanted to send me a gift, and I wasn't expecting a gift or anything back from those repairs. I did it because I wanted to, and I enjoyed doing that job on video and sharing, but Herb decided he wanted to send me a gift, so he sent me a new camera, and he got a little note there telling me about it. But what we got is it's another GoPro. I'm sorry, a camera like a GoPro. Okay, I think he has bought one of these and he's using it over on his channel. So Anart. So it looks like what it is a copy of the GoPro style of camera, and it includes all of the accessories, the little the mounts and clamps and things like that, all in one kit. It does film in 1080 high def, so we'll have to get this out, take some video with it, and test it, see how it compares to a GoPro, because I have no idea. I didn't even know these existed, and apparently they do. So anyway, Herb decided he wanted to buy one of these and send it to me as a gift. So we'll check this out and we'll compare it to the GoPro, Herb. I really appreciate the gift. You didn't have to do it, but as always, thank you very much, okay? So we got that from Herb, and then we got another one from our friend Chuck Van Natta. He's over there in Valley Springs, California, and he has made some beef jerky for me, and this one I've already cut into it and ate a couple pieces. So this is Hawaiian teriyaki, and then we've got another one right here, Commando, and that's the hot and spicy beef jerky. So thank you very much for that, Chuck. He's also got a YouTube channel there, and he's been working on a special project making some hammers that I guess he's been wanting to send me one. He's sending some of those to several of the guys, and he's still working on them though. So he said he's sending me one, and whenever I do, I'll share it with you guys. He's using the chips that I can't recall what job it was from, but I had to do a bunch of heavy turning, and I believe the chips that you see on my YouTube channel, the background picture of the chips, the multicolors, it's the same chips that I sent to him to use in his hammers. He's making some molds and he's putting the chips in there. So we're all excited to see those, Chuck, and thank you very much for the beef jerky. It's an awesome snack, and we'll put those to use, okay? So we got another really special package that came in from a viewer of ours, and this stuff right here comes from Jeff Bernstein, and he is from East Brady, Pennsylvania. East Brady, Pennsylvania, and he is a viewer of the channel, and he wrote me a note here and said that these are all just kind of like surplus materials that he has around his shop that he wasn't using, and he wanted to send them my way, and as his way of saying thank you. Also want to read this short little note right here that he wrote me, and he sent me this bracelet here. Pittsburgh cure sarcoma, and the note says, Adam, I'm a 3-time cancer survivor over the past 3 years. I wanted you to have one of our group bracelets. I love your videos, and this care package is just a token of my appreciation. God bless, Jeff. So, Jeff, you did great, man. Kicking the cancer 3 times, man. Thank you for the bracelet. That's a nice little gift, and you know, that's I'll remember where this come from and who sent it to me. So, as I said, he's got some materials here that he wanted me to have. These are 2 stainless steel bolts that he sent, and as he said in the note, you know, you can use this as stock. You can cut this off and machine it, so that's just material there. We got a tube right here with some tungstens for TIG welding, several different sizes, and there's one big giant one in there too that looks like it's 3/16. We got a stainless steel ring. This looks like something that somebody has machined. 304 stainless. There's some numbers and stuff on there, but you know, you could use that as like a lifting eye, that kind of stuff. Got a thrust bearing right here, and just something that he had laying around that he saved. And then this guy, this is a piece of 1-inch carbon stick. So he remembers whenever I was doing Herb's part, I had mentioned that I wish I had a piece of carbon that I could machine to put down in the hole. Whenever you're welding like casted parts and things like that, you can machine carbon to fill those holes. You know, machine it and put it in there, and that way your weld builds up around it. So I didn't have any of this around here, so he had this stick and said that he wanted to send it to me. So we'll put that away. I'll probably put it in the welding cabinet, and we'll use that if we ever need it for something. Okay. So Jeff, thank you very much. I really appreciate the gifts, man, and you always leave me nice comments, and thank you very much. Okay. All right, we got one more viewer mail that I'm going to share with you this week, and we've got a jar of Famous Dave's Pineapple Rage hot sauce. And this was sent to me by my friend Stan Zakowski out there in California. He asked me the other day, he texted me and asked me, did we have a Famous Dave's? And we used to have a Famous Dave's, and for whatever reason, they closed up. They didn't make it here, so we no longer have them. And I'm a fan of pineapple. I like pineapple recipes, so I'm looking forward to trying this out. Stan, thank you very much for sending that to me, okay? So, as I said, that's all the viewer mail we're going to do this week. For the guys that I didn't get to, we'll get you next week, okay? And I got some new tools this week. I did that Inco 20% off sale, so we're going to go ahead and jump to that. And I'm going to share that with you, and then we'll go ahead and get to a little bit of work, okay? So thank you all the guys tuning in and all the new subscribers. We're going to try to continue these videos and keep them coming to you, all right? All right, well, today I got some new tools that I bought through Inco. They're having that 20% off sale. So there was a couple things that I've been thinking about buying for the shop here for some upgrades. So I went ahead and took the opportunity and got that 20% off and free shipping. So one of the things that I've been meaning to buy for a little while is a drawbar for the do-all there. I discovered not too long ago that the threads for my drawbar were severely worn and pulled, and that's been bothering me. And so I looked up prices for a new drawbar, and I mean, you can buy one for like $20. They're not very expensive. So I decided instead of building one, I'd just go ahead and buy one. And this is the one that I got right here, and it was the closest match that I could find. My do-all is like a direct copy of a Bridgeport, just about. So I got one for a J-head, 20 1/4 inches long. I believe the length under the head it's all the same there, but the hex, my original one, is a little bit longer. It's a 1/2 inch longer. So, but you know, this was the original equipment right here. And the only thing that's wrong is them threads. I'm not going to throw this away. I'm going to hang on to this. I may end up repairing this one day. I don't know. I really don't like the looks of this new one right here. Now this is made in USA. So it should be some pretty good quality. It's a rolled thread. One of the things I'm unhappy about is they didn't even face the end of the hex bar off. I mean, it's just saw cut, and it's saw cut underneath here. So you got a washer right here that it's going to tighten up on. I would have liked to seen this faced off right here. So it looks like they got the hex drilled, and then this rod is stuck in there and pinned. So maybe it'll work though. The one other difference there is this washer also. I haven't got up there and actually inspected it. I got to get a ladder out. So you come with this washer here with the O-ring on it, and mine just has a washer. It just has a washer, but you've also got a larger diameter right here. So I'm kind of concerned about that too. So I'll get over there and test this and see if it'll actually work. Hopefully it will. I think it will. So anyway, that was number one item. And so another thing that I've been wanting to do is replace my studs for my hold down hardware kit over there. I've got two sets. I've got a made in China one that we've had forever, and then we bought one, a Tico brand, half inch stud kit, and all of them have been just the threads are just pulled on it. They just look like crap. They don't fit good. So I had replaced the short ones, the 3-inch ones, several years back. I had ordered some new ones because those are the ones that we seem to always use the most, was the short ones. So I replaced those with the Gibraltar brand, and awesome quality. They put the 4 flats on it so you can use a wrench if you're something gets tight, you need to hold the stud, you can put the wrench on it. So I bought all new studs for one of those kits, that Tico set. I bought all the different lengths that I need. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, I believe. So you can see there, they make a very good product. Any of the stuff I have bought from that brand name is excellent. So there's a shot of one of the studs. This should be the 4-inch right here. That's a 4-inch, so you can see how they put the flats on it. And these are not very expensive. I think these were around $1.50 a piece or something like that. So I just I ordered 4 of all the sizes that I needed for a complete set. So that's all of them right here, and they're all fine. So I'm gonna replace all those studs in that one Tico set, and then I went ahead and bought another set. I couldn't help myself. So this is another set that I bought. Comes with this fine wooden block right here that they all stand up on, and it doesn't have the clamps, but I wasn't worried about the clamps. All I was wanting was the hardware. So we've got a whole fresh set of studs with the I can't even remember what you call these now. I'm drawing a complete blank. Anyway, those nuts, coupling nuts, that's it, and T-nuts, and brand new flange nuts. So it's got little rods in there that you can stick in this little wooden block right here to slide everything down on. So I'll put this little set together and I'll give you a peek of what it looks like. And I think this set was around 60 bucks from Inco for this one here, and 20% off. So all right, I want to put this together. I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished up, okay? Come with this little T-slot cleaner also, which is a nice little bonus. Okay, we have a completed brand new stud kit. I love it, man. I love brand new stuff like this, man. Nothing aggravates me more than trying to put clamps and stuff together over on the mill, and you go and you got everything perfect, and you go to screw the nut on and it gets tight on the stud, and then you start messing with it and you start shaking and moving everything out of the way, and then you're ready to just take it, throw it onto the floor. I like fresh hardware, so I've been wanting to make this move for a while. So here's my Tico set right here. It's I've been very disappointed in the quality of the studs that they sent in this set. I mean, they're just absolutely just no good. I mean, look at that right there. So all of them are, the threads are pulled. And now we've had this set for a long time. I mean, if I had to guess, this is probably 10 years old or more. It may be older than that. I don't keep up with, you know, stuff like this. I remember when Dad bought it because we wanted another set, and he went ahead and opted for the higher quality one, which was the Tico brand. Now the blocks and everything are fine. You know, they're good quality. So these are the studs I was telling you that I bought a long time ago. That's the Gibraltar brand, and they still look new. Okay, I had bought 4 of them because these little studs are often used on little setups, and the ones that were in there, I mean, the threads were just about ripped off of them. So I'm gonna remove all these old studs and probably just throw them away because most of them are bad. Now a couple of the long ones are still in pretty decent shape. There's only a couple little bad threads on those, but if the threads look bad on any of them, I'm throwing them away. I want them out of my sight. So I'm going to sit here and fill that set up, and I want to clean it up a little bit and get that fresh and put it back over there. And then I don't even know where I'm going to set this yet. I might build another little shelf over there on the wall to set that on. I don't know, but anyway, that was my new tool purchases for this week, and I just wanted to share it with you. I just want the guys to be aware, if I know other guys have this same problem, and if you look in Inco, MSC, there's plenty of companies that sell this brand, the Gibraltar. It's like they took over a lot of the, even the old Armstrong strap clamps and things like that. I mean, that's their brand sells a lot of that stuff. But these, I remember, were listed as stress-proof alloy steel. They had 2 different versions. They had alloy steel, which looked like this, okay, and then the stress-proof alloy steel is this kind. It's got the flats milled on there. So, and these are good right here. So they're not very expensive. So pick you up some if you need some new studs, and throw away all the old junk. All right, guys, that's about it. I'm going to do a little test on the drawbar too and make sure that works, okay? Welcome back to the shop. So we're going to go ahead and get started on our next job right here. This is going to be the torsion arm project that I had previously mentioned in Saturday Night Special. So this belongs to a customer of mine named Mr. Sosta. I have done several jobs for him in the past, and you probably just didn't know it. The manifold job, the shorten my pipes job, and I think a couple others on there. So he always brings me something. And Mr. Sosta is a true Mopar fan, and all he owns is Dodge, Chrysler, Plymouth, that kind of stuff. I've never seen his cars, but he has told me that he's got many, and I'm talking about probably the kind of cars that people are looking for. Even Challengers, Chargers, all that kind of stuff. But so, and, you know, he's retired age, and he likes to work on his cars. He says that he can't afford a new car, so he likes to just work on his old cars, and that's what he likes to do. So he brings me little odd jobs here and there, stuff that he can't handle, and usually things that need a machine shop service. So what we got here, these are some torsion arms off of one of his cars. I think it's his wife's car, actually. If I remember correctly, it's an 88 Park Avenue. So it's not like It's not the kind of car that I guess people are collecting and restoring, but this is his car and he wants to rebuild the front end on it. That's what he's working on. He's redoing the front suspension. It's all wore out. So these are the torsion arms. So he's got a couple things he needs help with. All right. He's gonna replace these bushings here. This is where it mounts to the frame. Okay. You can buy the bushings to replace these, but you cannot buy these parts, the clamshell and all this. You can't buy that. And the factory looks like they crimp them and spot weld them because they're on there. So the instructions, I don't even know what the instructions say about this. So he says finding this part is almost impossible anyway. So what we want to do, we want to save this bottom piece, okay? The top piece plate, that's going to be a sacrificial. We're going to replace that. So what I want to do, I'm going to take some measurements of the slots and everything. We're going to make new plates for the top. And I'm going to cut this off and remove it. And then we'll fit a new plate to the clamshell piece, you know, this, whatever you call this, the housing. But what he would like me to do is once I get these off and cleaned up, he would like the two pieces roll pinned together, just a couple simple roll pins to hold it together so that he can install it on the car and it's not all falling apart and shifting around and moving on him. And once he gets it in position where he wants it, then he can just simply tighten up the two bolts to, you know, that's one of the bolts right there. So we're gonna pin them together with some roll pins, and that'll fix them up right there. He can put those together at his house and put them back on the car. And of course we have a right and a left. Now one other job that he asked if I will do for him is he's replacing these ends here, and they're riveted on from the factory, so you have to remove the rivets, grind the head off, and drive the rivets out. So, and I just got to make sure a 7/16 bolt will fit in that hole. So that's what I got to do on this end right here. And so I might try to grind the head off one side and see if I can use a punch and drive it out. He printed out some instructions, I guess out of a book maybe, and these instructions tell you these are for mechanics now. Remember, a mechanic's up underneath the car or on a bench or something. It's saying to put this in a vise, drill a hole down the center of it about halfway through, and then use a 5/16 rod and then drive it out. So that's just what the book says. We may not follow instructions. So all right, that's the job right there, and I'll show you how we get it done. Okay. I got ahead of myself and I forgot to mention we're making plates. So I've already got plates made right here. There's actually 4 of them, but my friend Joe down at the welding shop burnt these out for me, and so I made him a little sketch of the plate right there. And I'm thinking the whole time that he's just going to go over to his shear and just shear these out real quick, you know, and then nip the corners off of it. I didn't think that he was going to burn them out. He used his plasma cutter. If I would have known he was going to burn them out, I would have had him go ahead and burn the slots in them for me, so I wouldn't have to mill them. But that's okay. He hooked me up, and you know, we always help each other out. And he burned out some, and I just had him while he was burning just go ahead and burn 2 more, and I'll have 2 more around here. I might even give these Mr. Sosa to keep and for maybe a future project. So anyway, so we got to just mill the slots in these, and those will be ready whenever we get all these apart. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get the slots milled in these 2 plates real quick, and I'll quickly explain my setup right here. This is a piece of 5/8 that I bumped down in the slot, so it's a hard fence. I got a 1/2 inch parallel just to kind of space it and get it so that I can use a clamp here. I've got it clamped down on some UHMW. I can just go all the way through there and mill a, you know, this would be a sacrificial piece. So my theory behind that is that I'm clamping it down hard and can come all the way through there and not worry about having to use parallels or things like that. So we're going to give it a shot. I'm going to go ahead and just rough it out with a 1/2 inch end mill, and then I'm going to finish it with a 9/16. And for some reason This is the only 9/16 I can find in my shop. So we'll come back and I'll just finish it with that one right there. All right, let's see. And they're all kind of like oddball measurements, man. It seems like everything on a car is always got to be weird, man. It's the center to center on it is, it's 3 13/16 center to center. Your slot width's 9/16. That's clearance for 1/2 inch, and then this way right here, we got 1 3/8 end to end. It just seems like everything for a car motorcycle has always got to be something weird, man. We'll see how it does. Let me get a little bit of lube on this thing. Okay. Down through it, through the plastic. I don't know how I missed it, but I didn't go all the way down through there. All right. I went ahead and stuck the 9/16 in there. I've actually already checked it with my calipers. I'm on center. I was just I just quickly laid that out, and it's off a little bit on center on my scratch lines anyway. Ooh. I don't normally like plunging with an end mill, but this is just an old beater end mill. Come on, man. It's just an old beater end mill. I'm not really worried about, and I'm trying to get through this in a hurry without spending a bunch of time on it. All right, there we go. All right, so there's the 2 plates. Worked out pretty good. I'm gonna do a little bit of just deburr real quick. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we get to move on to some cutting and grinding.